So we are almost out of time. It's feeling aligned just to go just till about 8, and I was going to leave half an hour for Q&A. I don't see any questions here. So if you're tuning in and you have a question, please type it. If not, if you're watching this later, you can always message me directly or mention it in the comments and I'll reply. So just to wrap this up, if you really, really want to thrive spiritually, if you really want to thrive professionally in the material realm, I want you to commit to it. I want you to commit for 100 days like it's a new job. And that's not a massive life commitment, but that is enough to really get you through the initial hurdles, give you time to research and discover and experiment, give you enough time to make a few concrete specific goals and get you on a path, right? 100 days is like, say there's a job or an opportunity or a life goal you really want, and it's a really big deal. Maybe the highest dreams you have in the physical and material, whatever those look like for you, I hope you experience those. But if you really want to experience those at all, period, you got to start somewhere. I'm sure you're starting, but if you really commit, you're more likely to see progress. So in that 100 days, I want to give you one example structure. There's a lot of different ways. So I'd encourage you to write this down and take notes and try not to get distracted if you're opening up another app. So, and if you're watching this on your phone, you can't do that at the same time. Actually, maybe type a comment and use the comment for your notes, just don't send it accidentally. Or you can, of course, rewatch this. We're at the 1 hour, 1 minute, 30-second mark. So the first 10 days of this 100 days, and for any of these, if you complete it sooner, you can move on sooner. I want you to introspect. I want you to brainstorm. I want you to experiment, explore, and interview. All that stuff. Just dive in, absorb knowledge. I want you to invest just an hour a day. You want to be committed to this, like, here's your practice. If you can only do 10 minutes, do 10. But do an hour a day, each day, gathering information and what that means to you. Now, after that initial 10 days, I want you to start taking action, but I want you to replicate a successful formula. Space for creativity will come later. So say in your exploring phase, and you can keep doing past phases as you continue. I still explore. I've explored since I was 5 years old and read mystery school stuff, spiritual stuff since I was 12, I think actually 11. So say you find somebody that is an embodiment of an aspect of what you want to live and be. Great lover, great parent, great carer of nature, somebody who makes the income that you want to make, or double it or quadruple it, whatever category, has the degree, has the relationship, has the body, whatever it is. And whatever formula that they share, I want you to copy that with, of course, anything that you absolutely medically must need to adapt. But as much as you can, I want you to copy it and do the path that has been known to get results, and just give it 10 days and see how you feel. Now, the 30 days, day 21 to 30, and I'd say actually continue on to 40, I want you to continue this practice, and I want you to aim for one small improvement every single day. If you want to get to mastery, mastery is above where you are, so as you're taking in the skill, I want you to improve the skill if you want to be on a rocket ship to growth. If not, then skip that 20-day phase and just do that exact protocol for 30 days. Most of us have a deep need for variety in life. So if you're aiming to improve something just a little bit, that will give you the variety and that will keep the challenge. You'll you'll be able to achieve your initial goal and you'll be adding extra goals. You don't want to change the goal. You want to be adding things on as little goals each day. So let me give you a concrete example that could be vague. So for me, I want to do very intense gymnastics in 2 years. And I'm pretty fit, but my body hasn't had the capacity or the level of fitness to do that. Flexibility, strength, core strength, balance, all those things are decent, but they need to get, way, way better to be able to do gymnastics, like a whole routine for, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes, backflips and all, right? I want to be on Cirque du Soleil. That's the goal, right? So just to be honest with you, since I was 14, I still do, and I believe it can happen. If you know anybody, please let me know. So when I go to the gym, if I'm not fully breathing, I'm not fully carrying and taking in the chi, I'm not fully present and lifting, if I'm not tracking my weight every week, if I'm not really balancing my biochemistry and stretching properly and hydrating properly, I won't have as good of a workout. So currently, I breathe well, I do all the other stuff well except chi. So I know when I blast my arms with chi, if I'm going to do a strength training thing with arms, my physical strength is, slash appears to be, depending on your perspective, 20% greater. I actually lift 20% more weight when I include chi in weightlifting. And having included that one thing, my goal is to practice my normal thing, adding on that next level, and just continuously improving it. Sometimes all you can do is sustain, but what most of us find in life is we want it to rocket ship and hockey stick, but for most of us it goes like this. So the reason you want to improve constantly is so when you have a dip, you don't go below your old baseline. So if your baseline is here and your goal is here, but you have a dip time, you're back at your old level. But if your baseline is here in any goal, and you go up and you're there for a while, and then you aim to go up more and more, and now you're up here, if life crap hits the fan and you take a dip, you're still way, way higher than your other lower level. So with whatever that is, make a new habit, instill that habit, get that habit automatic, and then improve it in some way until you feel it's the best it can be, right? So there's the first 40 days. And then really taking all of this stuff in this whole workshop into account, I want you to apply the rest of these principles, because this is all holographic. So 40 to 50, think about your space in the world, in its golden age, in this heaven on earth scenario. Going back to that information, that content, as I said earlier, we know, like, re-encountering content helps us remember it. So rewatching a video, rereading a book, really helps you absorb and memorize it. Because you hear something and you think about it, right? And then you might miss the next thing. Or you might think you're not ready for, one of the other things you heard. So the more you get it in your subconscious and conscious minds, you just master it. And, by the 8th or 9th, you'll be, saying the words I'm saying. And you're like, all right, I know this already. Then you know it for life. And it's not just an excitement, an inspiration. I think that happened, years ago. It's, part of you. 50 to 60, being grounded, applying all that stuff. 60 to 70, life purpose. 70 to 80, open-hearted. 80 to 90, applying, any mystical abilities or other skills. And 90 to 100 is integration, is doing all this stuff together at the same time. Now, 100 days is pretty ambitious. That's a lot of work. Any of these things, if you drag your feet, if you don't do it every day, if you're not committed, if you spend less than an hour, could take less than 10 days. For some people, they could take a lot longer than that. But I believe in setting aggressive goals. I believe in shooting for the stars. Wouldn't it be great to get to the stars? But if you don't get there, maybe you at least get to the moon. Moon is cool, and if you aim for the moon, maybe you get there. But maybe you just get to the sky, which is also pretty cool. But if you just aim for the sky, you get to a building. Kind of humdrum, we've all been to buildings. And if you just aim for the top of the building, you just get the doorknob. And who wants a lousy doorknob for their goal, right? Happy birthday, here's a doorknob. Your life is complete. No. So I encourage you to aim really high, get ambitious as you can, forgive yourself, have kindness. And if you really want support, committing. If you really want, a coach, a mentor, somebody who can support you along the way, I encourage you to find that. If you feel I'm that right person, please message me directly, and I'm happy to explore what that would look like and structure supporting you to be, total successful badass with this 100-day plan, or possibly adjusting it if needed for you. And if it's somebody else, I hope you get really clear on who that might be. Maybe try a few people, find somebody who is the best, and succeed. Because, walking my own talk, if you live your greatest and best life, taking that out of whatever cliches might come to mind, your best, absolute best life, if you're as happy as you can be, if you're as wealthy as you'd like to be, if you're as peaceful as you'd like to be, if you have the connections, the relationship, the romance, the fun, the adventure, and make the difference that you want to make, my mission's complete. If we never talk again, if I never even hear from you, if you don't give me a single like or a single dollar donation or anything else, I'm fine, right? So being of service to you, I just want to encourage you to find this path and to know within you if it's right for you to decide to commit. So with that, I'm going to give a few wrap-up admin notes about a few future things. Thank you so much for tuning in. I so appreciate you, and I so believe in you. So if you like this, there's ways to get more of this type of stuff, this type of content. I love teaching, transmitting, sharing what I've learned in over 23 years in the personal growth and spiritual and business fields. And if you want to learn more about me, my website is magicalgoldenage.com. You can see it on my Facebook profile. Or if you got this in an email like you're already there. And just go to the About page, and I have a traditional career in technology and entrepreneurship on my LinkedIn page. I have a lot of spiritual stuff, recommendations, you name it, it's all there. And I have a lot of videos on that website. I also have something called Wizard School, where you can subscribe. And the price goes up every couple of months for a handful of different reasons, but it's pretty low, it's pretty reasonable. And if it's something you can't afford, message me, and I'm happy to give you a coupon so it can be within your honest range, because I care more about serving you, and I know the abundance will come in. But it has a lot of content like this. It talks about chakras, it talks about mystical abilities, it talks about the musculoskeletal system, it talks about practicality, and there's a bunch of stuff there, and I add new stuff every month. It's going to be a lot longer and a lot more often because I'm going to keep adding stuff. If you're watching this live, then tomorrow I'm giving a channeling of Thoth, or Tot in the traditional Egyptian pronunciation. And this is my first live channeling of a divine being on video. I've done one on audio, and it got incredible response. People really loved it. They said it was very deep and rich. And it's going to sound different. Right now I'm talking from David's ego, like as a person in this world, and it's very grounded for everyone listening. When you let another consciousness in your system speaking through you, your voice can change. The content, the intensity, the pacing can change. So as much as my ego as I can surrender to allow the being, the God of Thoth, to come in and speak through me, I will. And that should be pretty rich. And if you can't make it, just please leave a donation on Eventbrite, then I'll have your email, and I can send you a recording of that as well. And if you have $0 of budget for donation, PM me and let me know that, and I can give it to you for free. And then on this upcoming Sunday, I have a Thrive in Your Life workshop, and just check my recent Facebook post. There's a link to it. And so it talks about goals, energy, health, all the stuff I talked about, really, really grounded. So this first workshop right now, Practical Spirituality, is kind of in the middle. Thoth is way, way high up in the heavens, and Thrive is like really very on the earth, but also including all that stuff. So I'm really working with all parts of you and all parts of the world, giving stuff you can use, you can share with your friends and family, etc. So if you felt this stuff was valuable, please, I'd be very grateful if you want to get a ticket to one of those events and offer a donation. If you want more content than what's on my website, I have a book on Amazon, and it shows up on the site too. It's called Magic is Real: How to Create Reality, Manifest Miracles, and Make Spirituality Funnable. And a copy right here, and showing up right here. And actually, this is a very rich book, but this is now limited edition because my publisher just said we need to do some tweaks to it. So if you really are curious about it, grab it, because it might shift into Google Drive after a few more months, and a more improved version will go out, and then book 2, 3, etc. I also post regularly on Instagram.com/sorcererdavid. It's SORCERER. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/magicisreal. And I post on multiple sites to reach people where is most convenient. Some things I post in multiple places, some I don't. So my Facebook Lives, the whole thing doesn't go on YouTube, previews do. The whole things will go in Wizard School, however, so subscribers can have convenient access to all the Facebook Lives. And then beyond that, I'm here, and I'm here for you. So anything you're curious about, anything you want to learn or know related to all this stuff, I'm happy to serve however I can and gift you my time, my presence, my support, my love, and be of service however I can. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your energy and your love and for showing up. If you're coming tomorrow or Sunday, I'll see you then. And stay tuned on my page, because I'm going to be doing an average of 3 Facebook Lives a week from here on out. All right, I believe in you.